Zac Efron's building a house out of cannabis, and somewhere Willie Nelson just put a check mark on a vision board. I talked about how good I could grill hamburgers to my girl, then we bought a new grill. Did my alligator mouth overload my hummingbird behind? We'll talk about that in a few minutes as well. I appreciate you spending time with the show today. Thanks for liking, subscribing. Thanks for being a part of @BudFord Comedy. Some restaurants don't really serve dinner as much as they present you with a lot of concerning decisions. I've had to make some changes in my life. Even Snoop Dogg was like, bruh, I have never once smoked drywall. Zac Efron's building a house entirely pretty much of cannabis, like it's built out of cannabis. And I don't mean like one decorative throw pillow from a farmer's market. No, I'm talking about a man looking at regular construction and going, you know what? What if the walls had a favorite Bob Marley record? I know every little thing is going to be all right. Now, to be clear, this is not a drug story. This is sustainable hemp construction, and those are different. That part is the useful part. It's probably smart, actually, and I ain't against that. I think the contractor's probably getting paid in vibes, if you know what I mean. But whatever, I understand projects, and I understand how they can get away from a man. I mean, you may remember on this very show that I built a grill. Yeah, not a home, a grill. Came in a box, really. I was like hardware in little bags, and I had a book, and had like 2 hours and 100+ degree heat, you know. I had a side burner and like evidence, you know, that kind of thing. Started with confidence. I was really confident in my ability to finish it, and I ended spiritually humbled. So when Zac Efron is building himself what he calls Future Cave, which I'm not sure you can call it that. It has a hemp mattress, hemp curtains, hemp pillows, possibly even a hemp washing machine. When I hear that, I don't hear celebrity luxury. What I hear is a project meeting that had no adult supervision, and somebody should have said, bro, for real. Plus, Future Cave sounds too confident. You cannot name your house Future Cave unless Batman approved the financing at Gotham National Bank. And that didn't happen. So sorry. Imagine, though, for a second, being the poor guy at the insurance company. Okay, Mr. Efron, I just want to confirm this, sir. The house is made of what? Cannabis. Cannabis. See, two ends, cannabis. The curtains, cannabis. Pictures, cannabis. Pillow, cannabis. Washing machine. Y'all are experimenting, right? Listen, I'm going to have to go get a manager, not because any of this is illegal, though it all sounds illegal, but because I don't have a drop-down menu for this on this computer. This poor guy's typing. Structure appears emotionally organic. Risk factors unknown. Probably going to attract Dave Matthews Bands and Fish fans, but whatever. Now, this is cool. Russell Crowe told Zac Efron you should buy land in Australia, which is kind of an interesting sentence because most of us are getting our financial advice from a dude named Randy who probably owns a little crypto and 2 jet skis, and we think he's rich. Zac gets property advice from Gladiator, and I think I'd have to listen differently too. I mean, if Russell Crowe tells you to buy land, you need to be on Zillow before the man finishes his sentence. This man fought tigers in sandals. You can certainly trust him with acreage. That's why I can't be rich. A designer would be all like, Bud, what if your kitchen counters helped restore soil health? I'd be like, cool. Do they come in matte black? 6 months later, I'm approving curtains that used to photosynthesize. I get into stuff too. Funniest part of the whole thing is, though, the house you know is going to wind up being beautiful. Zac's going to have land, gardens, walkways, all the sustainable design, Meanwhile, over here, back in Arizona, I'm proud when my patio chair doesn't collapse. It's my environmental contribution. Gravity lost one today. Ha, suckers! But no matter how futuristic your home becomes, every house is exactly the same thing. It's a house. Something leaks, something creaks, something squeaks, something smells weird by the sink. One day, Zach, you're going to be standing in your cannabis mansion, barefoot, holding a plunger, looking out over 316 acres of dingoes and rednecks, going, where the hell's Russell Crowe now? He's probably home sitting with his sandals on. You know him. Speaking of home projects that got away, Zac Efron has Future Cave in Australia, and I have Future Burger right here on my patio. Mine feels more dangerous, I'm gonna be honest. If Zach messes up hemp, he can just call a sustainable architect. If I mess up hamburgers, bro, I have to look at Chelsea in the eye after bragging for probably 6 straight months. I've been telling her forever that we finally got rid of that old grill, so I was trying to talk her into it. You know how you have to do with your significant other. If we got rid of that old grill, well, I could cook us up some world-class burgers. I've forgotten more, woman, about cooking burgers than most people will ever know. Not just because I watched a video at midnight while I was eating cereal on the YouTube, no. See, years ago in St. Louis, I don't know if they do it now, they had this Weber store at the mall. But it also had this Weber kitchen and a restaurant, and they had cooking classes that you could purchase your way into. Well, the radio station that I worked at did a deal with Weber, and they had us teach groups of listeners to cook. We did 4 sessions, and each new group of listeners learned to make hamburgers the Weber school way. Not brisket. We didn't do chicken. We didn't do one of those 18-hour meat ceremonies where some dude, Dan, cries, it's got a mark and it spoke to my heart. None of that stuff. We did 4 weeks of hamburgers. That's it. It's like a master's degree in bun management. That's what I got. I learned a lot. Burgers are simple. We as Americans overcook them. Not me saying it. Weber says it. When you grow up, every backyard burger, you know it looks the same. It's not brown or charred, it's gray. It was church parking lot gray. Those burgers have been overcooked to a fare thee well. They've seen things. Somebody's uncle was pressing down on the grill, getting the juice out of them, and his tongs, he was like, give me some of that. Yeah. Processing that meat like he was interrogating it. Where were you? 19. I mean, just getting after. You know how it is. The Weber way's a lot simpler. You don't do any of that. You get the grill screaming hot. Period. That's step number 1. You're going to start with a cold burger. Little olive oil around there, and we're going to add coarse ground black pepper, kosher salt. I want you to treat it like a steak that had a scheduling problem. I like the grill 600 degrees. That's the way they taught me, so that's where I go. Luckily, my grill has a sear zone, jumps to 600. 3 minutes on one side. I usually do a minute and a half, then a turn. Then I go in a minute and a half more. That's 3 minutes. Flip it over. Minute and a half turn. Minute and a half, 45 more degrees. Turn that so I can get them good-looking hatch marks, right? That's what you want. You want to see that grill's working overtime, right? 3 more minutes then. Then I want to take them off of the heat. I want to indirectly put them off to the side or up on the top rack, and I want to do 3 more minutes. Now, don't sue me over meat. Obviously, it's a temperature game. I usually do a half pound burgers, and that's the number for me. You will experiment with your own time, and don't serve yourself undercooked meat. Don't be stupid. The Department of Agriculture don't care what I say. Trust me when you try to sue me. We finally got the grill. You see the results. I talked a lot. I was a big man with these tongs. I told Chelsea, when this grill comes in, you will understand my confidence, which is dangerous talk. You don't oversell it, right? It's dangerous when you brag like that because once you do, no longer is a pretty good burger going to get it. It needs to be life-changing, right? You got to defend your reputation. I'm telling you the facts. When I put those burgers down, I landed it like a plane. I focused. I got real quiet, slightly dramatic for no real medical reason. And when they came off that grill, I'll just go ahead and tell you, they had color, not gray. They had actual juice, like they're supposed to. I felt like I restored dignity to beef. Chelsea took one bite. And I'm not saying it was life-changing for her, but I am saying that I saw the look. You know that look, that tiny look a woman gets when they realize, unfortunately, their man does know things. Their man can cook a burger. He did it right. And isn't that really all we're chasing here? That's really the whole game for us. I don't need no trophy. I don't need an applause. I don't need people parading through downtown Mesa. I just need one quiet moment in my house where the woman I love goes, you know what, dang it. He's right. He does know hamburgers. For one night, just one night. Bud was the assistant regional manager of hamburger operations. Now, there's a million other recipes that I know, and I learned because, I did a month of learning to cook. But if you treat them like a steak and then do the dishes, your girlfriend, wife, husband, significant other, why, they're going to appreciate it. Why did I get the grill? Well, I wanted it, one, because I like to cook on the grill. I'm not really trying to become some backyard pit master with a leather apron and some opinions about stuff. I bought the grill because restaurants have gotten just a little too exciting. And I'm not talking about in a good way either. Me and my girl eat out a lot, and part of it is because we don't go out a lot. So this gives us a chance to get out of the house for a specific purpose. When you eat out too often, you see things, not criminal things, just enough where your brain goes, Bud, you should probably start making chicken at home. When I walk into a restaurant, I don't need 50 warning signs. I eat enough of them. If I smell anything other than what they're known for, good food, I'm out. First smell is all I need. That's your business model. If it smells like lemon cleaner, old fryer oil, cigarettes, any of that, I'm gonna bounce. Might be good advice for you. I don't want my dinner prepared in a building that smells like a mop bucket just joined a fraternity. I'm not doing it. Second, if the menu is 12 pages, that's too many. No one should have to endure that. That means that they cook a lot of crap, but they don't master none of it. Talking to you, Cheesecake Factory. Now, the other thing that's happened in a restaurant when they got 48 pages on the menu is that they're not really cooking. They're just coordinating a frozen warehouse in Ohio. That's pretty much it. You can't specialize. Again, cheesecake, I'm talking to you. Steak, sushi, tacos, pizza, wings, breakfast skillets, and emotional support soup with good cheesecake. You can't do it all. You're not Walmart for restaurants. It's a cry for help with mozzarella sticks, and they're not even that good. Third, sticky surfaces. Yo, my forearm should not be hostage in this negotiation. If I lift my water glass and the tablecloth comes with it, y'all got problems. Going home. Staying at home. I don't eat dinner from a place where the menu requires a peel and release motion to get my arm off it. That's not ambiance. That's adhesive dining, and nobody puts that on the sign. I'll tell you something else, too. If the staff looks like when you come in, they're shocked, that ain't good. There's a huge difference between welcome in and I just walked into a place where the hostess is like, you done interrupted a staff meeting where we're trying to figure out how to close this place, trying to escape. Another thing is when every other restaurant on the block has a waiting list and this one don't, it's good life advice. Forget about it. 6:30 Friday night, nobody there but you should probably leave. The building's either haunted or they're serving some kind of tilapia Alfredo tacos that nobody wants. Either way, I'm going to leave. I bought the grill. So now, if the food's terrible, at least I know the idiot responsible. It's me. I can mess up dinner, no tipping 22%, and that's growth. That's maturity. It's taking control of my own gastrointestinal destiny. Because at home, the menu is flat, simple. Burgers, I may throw some cheese on there every now and again. If the table's sticky, I'm blaming Chelsea. And also, somebody probably spilled sweet tea, in which case I'm probably going to blame Chelsea again. She don't even drink it, but I'm going to blame her anyway. Probably during the construction of the grill. I'm not saying we're not eating out again, because again, if we don't leave the house every once in a while, well, then I guess life ain't worth living. And in this heat, you don't want to go out and decide to take up an outdoor sport. It's not happening. Not this time of year, not in Phoenix. We're looking at afternoon highs creeping up in the 105 plus zone. So I'm probably not going to go out there and take up outdoor pickleball this month. Not going to do it. So getting out to a restaurant every once in a while kind of helps to break the monotony. Now, if I walk in and your restaurant has a 12-page sticky menu, sad employees, and something called coastal nacho ramen, I'm probably going to choose my patio. Just so you know, for one night, I don't need fine dining. I need beef, I need fire, and a clean exit strategy. Good times. Thanks for spending time with me today. My name is at Bud Ford Comedy. That's not my name. My name is Bud Ford. We're at Bud Ford Comedy, and I appreciate your time today.